There are lots of Scratch hologram videos on the web, including a nice one on this site. But as a former teacher, I was always looking for inexpensive ways to do some of these things with an entire class. I'm going to show you how I used to do it with my students. You can probably pick up small pieces of scrap plexiglass from a glass shop, especially if you tell them you're a teacher. And or frankly, if you go to a big box store, you can pick up some Lexan polycarbonate window replacement material that is relatively inexpensive. You can get an 8x10 sheet for about $4.50, and if you cut it into 1.5-inch strips and then cut it in the middle for each student, you can get about a dozen projects out of one of these. If you do it in 2x2 squares, you can get 40 out of it. For this demo, I'm going to scratch my initials into the polycarbonate. You just have to make sure that whatever design you use fits within the borders of your piece of Lexan. Most demos show a compass as the scribing tool, but my experience, I never really trusted student compasses to keep their dimensions, and if they don't, the hologram will be ruined. Instead, what I did was take 5/16-inch dowel and cut it into about 6-inch lengths. I pre-drilled a hole for a 1.5-inch nail, finishing nail, put it in one end, sticking out about 1/4 inch. In the other end, I pre-drilled a tiny hole for a straight pin and pushed it through. You can actually use a straight pin as a drill bit by just tapping it with a hammer and flattening it out, making a little spade bit, and then drilling the hole. It's a little trick. And then I have a map tack in the middle. All of them are super glued. On activity day, the first thing the students are going to do is to peel back the top layer, just one layer of the protective covering from the plexiglass or Lexan, and then they're going to scotch tape it to the desk just at the corners and barely onto the corners, just enough to hold it firmly. You want to keep as much of this surface open as possible. Whatever design you're going to use, in this case initials, should first be scotch taped to a piece of cardboard. But before scotch taping it to the table, the placement is critical. The one disadvantage of a fixed dimension scribing tool is that you got to make sure that the middle of your design matches up with the middle of your plexiglass or Lexan up here. The next thing students are going to do is put dots about 1/8 inch apart where they want them to show up on their hologram. Next, the students are going to place the nail sequentially in each dot that they've made, and using this as a handle, they're going to put the pin right at the very edge of their plexiglass or Lexan, and then they're going to just draw it across. The scratch will be very, very light, and in fact, the lighter the scratch, the better. Make sure the students draw their arc, their scratch, from edge to edge, all the way off the edge. It's important that they not press too hard and make deep white gouges in their hologram. So I'll go ahead and finish this, and then we'll take a look at it. Eventually these are going to be viewed outside, but before they remove the tape and move everything, there's a way to check to see if they have missed anything by using a little Android app here that I have called Brightest Flash. If you turn it on, you can, let's see, here you go. You can check, make sure if there's anything, any gaps or anything missing. And if not, then you can remove the tape. And this is what it should look like in the sunlight. Or using your cell phone. Once these are made, you can drill a hole in the corner and put it on a key ring. You can put it in a little piece of wood with a slot to stand it up as a nameplate. Drill a couple of tiny holes on either end and put it on a string so it can hang up in a window so kids can see it. Kids love these, so give it a try, teachers.